Hey everybody, welcome back to We Are Podcast. This is Camp Slash Horrorcast Season 1, Episode 17, Alien. If this is your first time checking out the podcast channel, please head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you get a chance, head over to our social media. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast. And don't forget to join our Discord. All links can be found in the description. And as Camp Slash Horrorcast is live, I will not be editing the audio for this podcast. So what you saw on the Horrorcast, you will be hearing here. And don't forget to join us every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time at twitch.tv/We Are Podcast Network. With that said, on to the Horrorcast.
Camp Slash Horrorcast.
All right, we're live. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Camp Slash Horrorcast, where we talk horror movies from the past every Monday at 8 p.m. live on Twitch. I am your head camp counselor, Duck. I'm here with other head camp counselors, all of them down the line. I got Jacob Pinkston. Jacob, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. Good to be here. Thanks for having me again.
Fuck yes.
Always,
well,
yeah.
I mean, you're a head camp counselor, so you gotta
whatever.
be here. And also we have Austin McDonald. Austin, how you doing today, sir?
I'm good.
Fuck
Absolutely
yeah.
good.
Fuck yeah. And then we have David Jessup. David, how are you, sir?
Good. I wanted to wear my face hugger, but you guys can't hear me talk.
You sound like Kenny whenever you have it on. So it was a sweet mask, though. It's definitely pretty cool. Then we have Javi Baires.
It's whatever you want to say at this point.
What?
Just let it
Javi
go.
B.
Just call me Javi B, bro.
Javi B. That's what we're gonna say. Javi B.
I
Why
know
do we
Tommy
say
Byres.
Javi
Have y'all never met each other? I feel like this is a weekly thing.
Tommy Byres.
Javi Bad Eyes, Javi Bears.
David, I'd like you to be
Javi.
Javi. Javi, this is David.
Yeah, you can just call me Javi, Duck. You can
All right.
stop trying.
Javi B. Javi B. And then we have Ethan Eastwood. Ethan, how are you doing today?
The
sir?
doctor.
I'm doing pretty good, y'all.
You're right. I was wrong. The
You
doctor
better throw
and
Esquire on the
Reverend.
end of that too, bro.
And the Esquire of the Eastwood. And finally, we got William Sanamo. Will, where are you?
Hey guys.
It's
Hey,
Will.
Will.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
What? Will, look out behind
Oh
you!
no, dude.
Will,
I didn't know you had a face. I'm so
Everything's
excited.
fine. It's just a ship.
What the fuck's going
But
on behind me?
I have a
Be
little
careful.
special thing for the Alien movie. So I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a
Whoa.
Twitch streamer who was in the original movie, and I asked him to send me a little video. So I'm going to share that with you guys.
Oh.
Shut
Cool?
the fuck up.
Yes.
No joke. You ready?
I didn't know Ian Holm Twitch streamed. That's
I
awesome.
can see you right now.
Bilbo
Will.
Baggins. Shut up.
You see the screen, yeah? Yes.
Uh-huh.
We
Yes,
don't
sir.
see the video, though.
No, not
You
yet.
guys
They haven't hit
I
play.
already know what it is.
Ah.
I know what this is.
Yeah, hi guys. My name's
Wait, hold
Carl,
on.
and I'm one of the aliens in this movie. And I just wanted to say that I don't really think that this movie represents us like as actual aliens, and that it's made to be scary, but don't actually be scared of us. We're actually really nice people. But it did turn out to be a good movie, much better than They Live for sure. And I just wanted to say hi and thank you guys for watching our movie. Bye.
That's our friend. That's Xeno Carl. Follow him.
Hey, you know what? I didn't know that was going to turn political. I got to leave.
Yeah, right.
I couldn't help but notice that we lost like 4 people after that. No, that's fair. He doesn't have a lot of viewers.
No.
Cross promotion.
Fucking great, dude. Well,
What's his name? Xeno Carl?
Xeno Carl.
Carl.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
What's up,
for,
Xeno Carl?
Thank you, Xeno Carl, for
Thank you,
coming on
Xeno
the Twitch stream for a second just to say hi. That was great.
Yeah.
Also, is this David? Is this your birthday pick? Is that right? Fuck yeah! So happy birthday. When's your birthday?
Thank you. The 26th
All right, 26. So of January.
February.
All right, I was gonna say we're late then. Well, happy early birthday for the first tier. Super excited to be watching this movie. I know you guys have a lot to say about it. Let's get into our history. I will start by saying, first time I even knew Alien was a thing was Alien 3. I went to the tape store, the VHS store, to rent some movies, and I remember seeing the poster for Alien 3 with the tagline, "The bitch is back." And I remember being terrified of all the I think that it was just Sigourney Weaver falling into the acid pit on the poster, but I remember being terrified by it. Yeah. And then the first Alien movie I ever watched was Alien Resurrection. And Stars back in the day, Jake, you remember this? They had movie reels where they would show like upcoming movies and stuff like that. They had the behind the scenes.
Yep.
So I'd always watch every single one of those that came out. And they did one for Alien Resurrection, and like the big thing was that Winona Ryder was going to be in it, and that's the first Alien movie I ever saw. So that set the precedence for Alien for me. It wasn't until much later that I watched this movie, stoned out of my mind, loving every second of it. This movie is a classic. This movie holds up 40 years later. It's so fucking good. Is it 40 years? Is that right? Yeah, 40.
I think 41
Dude,
now.
it's
Yeah.
40 years later.
Yeah, it's insane.
Wow.
Absolutely insane. So, Austin, what's your history with the Alien movies?
I saw this movie when I was a kid. Man, my mom showed me this movie.
What?
And yeah.
And how was it whenever you first watched it?
Oh, I loved it, and I still love it to this day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it doesn't have its moments of lag. It does. It kind of drags on a little bit. I think Ridley Scott's known for that. He drags things out a little bit, but overall, man, the sci-fi in this movie is really fucking good. And I look at this movie more as a sci-fi movie than I do a horror movie. I was surprised to see it on the lineup because I was like, this is a sci-fi movie, not a horror movie to me.
Oh, I wonder if we can debate.
But
that.
are they the same?
We watched They Live, so we can apparently just watch any piece of shit.
Yeah. I was like, well, why not watch Repo Man next?
I need to have like a little poster in the background of how many casts in a row we're gonna shit on my birthday pick.
And you put a little star next to it.
Yeah, when we get to
You're
5, I'll
creeping
draw a
up
little
on
star.
Thanksgiving.
It's
close to
been
Thanksgiving.
0
What
days
was
since we
Ethan's
shit on my
birthday
birthday
pick?
pick.
It was They Live.
Oh. Fuck that movie.
You, Robbie.
You can always count on Hobby
Next
to keep a
person.
track.
Jake. Oh wait, Jake's coming. Jake, you're next. What's your history with Alien?
I think the first one I saw was Aliens.
Ooh, the action film.
Yeah, but it's the same story with every one of these. You know, I grew up with older brothers that liked this shit, and I liked what they liked. I didn't get my introduction to the first one until probably 10 or 11 because it's been on HBO since I've been fucking 10 or 11. So that scared the shit out of me as a kid, honestly. It was one of those ones that I'd watch and I'd have another channel set to switch over real quick whenever it got too scary. And then switch it back. Like just as
previous button. That previous button.
Or if your parents come in while you're fucking jacking off. Whatever.
No, just watching cartoons. I'm not watching Cinemax.
No, but it was one of those. But it was one of those that I'd hit the previous button, but I'm like, well, I still want to know what the fuck's going on, so I'd still instinctively watch it, and I'm like, oh man, and no, I like it. Then I like it now. Practical effects for the win, always. Great set, great scenery, the effects in general. I dig it.
Oh yeah, it's fucking amazing. Javi B, what's your history with Alien?
Well, like Jake, the very first Alien movie I saw was Aliens, and
game over, man.
Fucking Hudson was my favorite part of that movie. Straight up. And I was expecting, when I knew that there was a movie before this, I was expecting it to be like the same pace, just as action-packed. But no, it was a slow burn. I remember as a kid being all sad that Tom Skerritt got killed in the movie. I grew up knowing Tom Skerritt as like the awesome father from Steel Magnolias. And I was like, what? How are they going to kill off Tom Skerritt like that?
I dropped a Steel Magnolias reference earlier today. That's funny.
Will, how about you? What's your history with Alien?
I hate this movie.
Wait.
No,
Was it fun?
I'm kidding.
Was it fun? Okay, I was about to...
No, I don't have much of a history. I remember watching Alien when I was younger, enjoying it. Every time it's come around, I've enjoyed it, but it doesn't have a big impact on me or my life. I love the design. Like, it's not something I go out and search for, but if it's on, I'll absolutely watch it. Like, yeah, they're great movies.
Well,
I don't believe you believe those words that you just said.
No, I said
them. I can feel like Will Westbrook. I really don't like this movie.
No, it's a perfectly fine movie. Like, I just, it's good. I like it.
It's a fine movie.
Yeah,
it's fine. Still from somebody who's lukewarm on it to somebody who absolutely loves it. David.
Yeah.
This is your jam, your jelly, and your preserves, good sir, right? This is
yes.
Be all in. What's your history?
I remember everything about this. My first experience with this movie. I remember seeing the preview when it came out. I think even to this day, it has the greatest movie trailer of all time because it doesn't show you anything. It doesn't tell you anything. It just scares the living shit out of you. And if you ever, what's that?
Did you see the Tenet trailer?
No, I don't know.
Tenet sucks. We're talking about Alien.
Yeah.
Tenet's
I don't
the
know.
worst. Let the man talk about it.
The trailer was horrifying. I didn't see it in the theater, but I did see it the following year when it came out on HBO. And I was at my mom's house. I'd go visit her over the summer. My parents were divorced. And back then we had something called the HBO Guide, which is what was sent to your house. And it was a little magazine, like a little booklet. And I went through and I highlighted every fucking time Alien was on. And there was no DVR back then. And I would wait up and watch the movie. And what was fascinating about this movie was, this is pre-internet. No one knew what the xenomorph looked like. And so there was no footage of the xenomorph when the movie came out. And so when I saw it on HBO, I had no idea what I was looking at. And so it was fascinating to watch that process of not knowing what it was until the very end, until you got to see the whole thing. It's all its glory. So yeah, absolutely loved it, man. It is my all-time favorite movie. It does have some warts, but I think everything from and it is slow. To me, it's an art house film that is wrapped in a horror sci-fi movie. It is, if you watch this movie, it's like an art house film. It's got mumblecore in it. It's the way it's shot. It's kind of slow and drawn out. It is like an art house film, but it's wrapped in this horror sci-fi hybrid. And the sound design is incredible. The soundtrack by Jerry Goldsmith is phenomenal. The acting's incredible. It kind of took that final girl trope that was started in Halloween, and it took it to that next level. With Sigourney Weaver, and what a breakout performance by her, man.
Yeah.
She is just so fucking amazing. So yeah, man, just love it. Absolutely love it.
Well, that's
I do got a question though for David.
Yeah.
Like back then, where's there like making ofs for like certain movies that were already on HBO?
Back then you had to go to Starlog and Fangoria. There was no documentaries. There was no making of. You couldn't go on YouTube and be like, man, I'd like to see the making of Alien. That shit didn't start coming out until DVDs in the 90s and the 2000s. Well, so we had to, if we wanted to see how Alien was made, we had to get Starlog, and we had to go through now I want to show you guys later when I geek out and show you all my Alien stuff. There's a great Alien book I have, which was kind of like a making of for back then, and that came out in like the 80s.
Fuck yeah.
Badass.
I can't wait, man. Let's go to Ethan, who's never seen this before, right? Ethan, this is your first time?
And it was my first time watching this movie.
You never watched any other Alien movie or played Alien video games? Nothing?
No.
So your closest is Metroid. That is your closest connection to Alien ever.
Yeah, where y'all kind of have the connection to it from Alien on, I have the inverse. All the stuff that Alien influenced and kind of sprouted from it, I could see where it came from this movie, watching it the whole time.
Interesting.
So I do kind of wish that I would have been able to not know what the xenomorph looked like, not know about the face huggers and all that stuff. That would have kind of helped add to the tension and fear of the monster and stuff. But god damn, for 1979, this still holds up really well, because I'm not gonna lie, I had to break like 20 minutes to the end of this movie because of a fucking class, and throughout that entire class I couldn't focus on what my fucking teacher was saying because I was going like, god, she was getting chased by this fucking alien. How's she gonna get up? Oh fuck, derivatives. Okay, and it is so good. The practical effects hold up. The alien looks amazing. There's only like 2 parts where practical effects just didn't cut it, but we'll get to that later. But god, 2 thumbs up for me.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
An excellent movie, and it's I think it's 33 on the top 100 movies of all time, so that's not bad. And it is somebody said earlier, is it a sci-fi movie or is it a horror movie? It's both, just like David said, but at the same time I think it's more like a horror because it creates a lot of the tropes that we see later. Obviously Halloween had a huge influence, and then this movie had an even bigger influence, where the final girl is, so important to this, and it's just her and the cat. Gotta mention and the cat.
Well, I would say this. I would say that in Ridley Scott's brain, sci-fi is horror because the reliance on technology is a little bit scary, and we can go into it later. But like, if you replace the word "mother" in this movie with Google, I think you could find
genius.
That I think sci-fi and horror are the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into the movie. So it begins with an amazing long shot, and I know we watched the director's cut, I believe, and I think some of the extra scenes in the director's cut make it just a little bit longer than the original cut when it comes to.
I just want to jump in real quick. The director's cut's actually a little shorter.
Oh, is it?
1 minute?
Yeah.
Really? So, what are the biggest differences between the two, David?
The biggest differences are the scene where they find Dallas and Brett turning into eggs, which I love that scene, but it takes away from the pacing of the movie. And another scene they show is when Brett is sucked up by the alien into the air shaft and blood falls all over Sigourney Weaver and Parker. Again, it takes away from the pacing. The original shot is so much better because you see the cat watching the bodies go up.
So that's what I watched today.
Okay, yeah, the original. The
one. Cat's face it sells it too, like because
it really does.
They had to drug the cat or something to get that look on its face, but it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
now, was this movie directed by a cat? I feel like this movie was made for cats.
There's a guy who is a film critic, and I forget who he is, but his wife had never seen it, like Ethan, and so he showed it to her, and he was like, "How would you describe this movie?" And he said, the wife said simply this: "It's a movie about a really smart woman who no one listens to, and they all die except for her and her cat." And I was like, there it is. And what's the thing
that gives me hope for the future?
Yeah, the thing that I love about this movie is the way they are able to set up all these characters and give them all a backstory with very little dialogue. I mean, it is amazing the way that script was written. And you know everything you need to know about Sigourney Weaver in one line of dialogue when they're trying to get back in and they have the face of her. Yeah, the quarantine thing. That's all you need to know about her. She is by the books. This is what she does. She doesn't care what else is going on, but you know everything about her character in like this simple little tiny thing of dialogue. And then Parker.
Was it kind of weird? Was it kind of weird?
Crazy parallel.
Watching that today, like in 2021.
It's a crazy parallel. Like, she's talking about
somebody's literally like, "Hey, we're in quarantine.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Do not bring them in here." And it's like, dude, that made that movie so relevant to me.
Yeah. It was powerful because what you saw there, Austin, was you saw the anti-maskers who were like, "No, let us in. Just let us in. Come on." And then
it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. Just let us in. That is a brilliant take on that. Good call.
Well, but also in their defense, they're because he's trying to save a life.
Yes.
He's like, "Hey, you know what? I understand we have these rules, but we need to bring this person in right now because I care about this person." But then you find out later, he ain't a person.
Speaking of which, let's jump to that real quick. Ethan, did that work for you?
No.
That's the scene that the practical effects didn't work for him was whenever they revealed Ash.
Well, that, and I don't know. I thought him being a robot was kind of a cop-out. I felt like it would have been a little more impactful if he was actually human, but just so dedicated to getting this creature back. I think that would have meant a little bit more. But I don't know. For some reason, just having a random android man there, it didn't make sense to me, although I don't know why it wouldn't, considering it's takes place years and years and years in the future. But yeah, the practical effects where they have his head on the table and then someone steps in front and then it's suddenly the real guy's head.
That was a jarring cut.
I disagree with you.
They switched from head to head.
I thought that fucking practical effect for 40 years ago was amazing. I bought it
for the time,
even though I could see the cut.
Yes, I agree with.
Even though I could see the cut, I was like, dude, they are doing it really good. That puppet head or whatever they made. I was like, that's very believable. Now the shot after he like shuts down, I was like, that's definitely a puppet head
with the weird smile. He has the weird smile.
Yeah.
Jake, you were saying though.
So I think it's very believable with him being an android, which is why he's so staunch on the scientific precedences of these discoveries. Had to take it back. He had to take a sample. We have to get this back to the Weyland-Yutani group or whatever else. And then whenever it's revealed later on, like this is the primary objective, the crew's expendable, it all makes total sense to me. And I love it so much because I like Aliens. I really love Aliens a lot. And I really like Prometheus. I know a lot of people shit on that.
Yeah.
But I like the whole android aspect of it too. And I like the fucking, it becomes a trope throughout the entire fucking series because of this one and how well it worked. And then you have good androids like Bishop. And then you have fucking androids like David and Prometheus who start off like you think they're good. And then in Covenant, they just totally destroy his whole fucking background or whatever else, but I think it just really works for this movie.
So Prometheus connects to the whole Aliens
universe. Big
Yeah.
time. Basically, sorry, go ahead, Javi.
No, do you remember that thing that they found in the beginning?
I never saw.
Yeah,
Prometheus.
it's the ship that's in
That was a
Prometheus.
pilot.
Yeah,
That was a
it's
pilot,
the
yeah.
engineer.
Engineer.
So Ethan, the guy who's in the chair in the alien
You don't
ship,
have to
the
spoil
big,
Prometheus for me. I'm
well,
just
no,
putting that out
it's
there that I
it's
don't.
connected, is what it is.
Okay.
So Prometheus explores the idea of what's called the engineer, the creature that is fossilized within the
That's sitting
chair.
in a little gun turret looking thing.
Yeah, exactly.
giant.
So that elephant
space
looking
jockey.
thing. Yeah, it's not really an elephant looking thing. It's actually a human looking thing, and Prometheus actually explores that, and it explores later where the aliens themselves come from, and the idea of the robot, the android. That's what Ridley Scott really took, because these movies are both the xenomorph and the androids, and who is the real bad guy.
Right.
And so it becomes this weird thing where as you go throughout the series, this dichotomy between humans, androids, and the alien itself, and it explores that.
I feel like with the other movies that when they get to actually expand on some of the lore in the universe and these creatures and things, the android stuff will sit better with me. But just in its one instance in this movie, that was kind of just like,
yeah.
Hey, so you spend all this time building up an alien and suddenly robots.
That's how the robots work, Ethan.
Yeah.
You don't expect it, but suddenly robots.
Yeah, well, it's like COVID, murder hornets.
I think everything's better with fucking suddenly robots, good sir. I don't know.
Suddenly robots.
Yada yada yada. Suddenly
robots. I think that you've been.
Well, I'm gonna. That's gonna be our first T-shirt. Is yada 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 something. Finally,
robots.
Yeah.
I love robots.
The thing that bothered me about Prometheus, besides everything, was I never wanted to know where the space jockey came from. I loved the mystery of the space jockey, and in the movie Alien, when they were filming it, that scene where the camera pulls back and you see that giant space jockey, that whole scene cost about $250,000, and the studio was pissed because they were like, it doesn't make any sense. We don't know what it is. You never explain it, but Ridley Scott was like, it has to be in there because this is the mystery of it. And of course, it gives the idea of like the chest burster thing coming out. But I wanted to say something real quick about the deleted scene and then that scene. When I don't know if you remember when Veronica Cartwright, her character, she goes, "What happened to the rest of the crew?" Right? She asked that question when they're looking at the space jockey because there's only one person. In the next scene, they see all the eggs. That's what happened to the rest of the crew, because in the deleted scene, when they're turning Brett and Dallas into eggs, that's what happens. Because in the original Alien movie, there was no queen. It was a xenomorph, and the xenomorph captures a creature, turns them into an egg so they can reproduce. And so that's what's in that spaceship, is the rest of the crew have been turned into alien eggs.
So that's why they made the director's cut, is they kind of retconned that a little bit where you need the queen.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
He's
would
great
you
at
consider
doing
that a
this. Watch
retcon?
Blade
'Cause,
Runner.
I mean, that's the director's cut, so that's
I
kind
mean,
of what he
watch
intended
Blade
to do.
Runner. He retcons his shit all the time, bro.
Yeah,
Well, you know
true,
what?
true.
That's weird. I didn't even know that there was a scene where they were turned into eggs. That's fucking crazy. So
yeah, so she and that's what happened. She finds Dallas who's all.
I thought she did. I kept thinking something's off because I knew he came back because he didn't die in the tunnel, and I kept thinking that earlier. I was like,
and that's why there's that line where Parker goes, "There was no blood, there was no nothing, no Dallas." It's because, and that's nothing they never explain, is the alien tail actually has a stinger on it which will paralyze its victim. I mean, the whole creature is based on a fucking insect, and I think it's an African wasp who will paralyze its prey and then put its eggs inside of it to then eat the creature. Yeah. So it's based on an insect.
Not the bees! Not the bees!
The bees!
And in that deleted scene, you can also see Brett is pretty much totally formed into an egg. So he's taken Brett, egg, Dallas, egg, and so that's basically what he's doing. Is he's making all these eggs.
Well, how about when does this movie? This movie really does take the turn. Like you guys said, it sets up the characters, and it feels. A movie feels like this movie a lot is The Abyss. It feels like a different version of this, but maybe it's just because it's within a confined area. But the first 20 minutes where it's setting up the characters feels very familiar to me, and then once we get in there and John Hurt goes underneath and finds the eggs. And how about the practical effects? We kind of talked about it, but is it Giger or Geiger? How do you say it?
It's pronounced Giger.
Giger. They took his hellscape vision of art and all that stuff, and they converted it into this. And if I actually just bought one of his books in German for my girlfriend for Christmas, and just looking through it, oh my god, dude, it's absolutely insane to see his work. But it has the xenomorph, which I don't think it's called a xenomorph. I think it's called a demon or something originally. But like, just his work is unbelievable, and to be able to take that and translate that to the screen, it still holds up 40 years later because it's so otherworldly.
Also, everything that he uses on the egg and the facehugger, it's all real. So he's got clams in there, he's got fish in there, he's got guts in there. So all that stuff you see is
facehuggers in there.
Yeah, got facehuggers.
Oh, that just sounds like my normal daily job at Shellstack.
I'm never.
We've got xenomorphs for $14.99 a pound.
Xenomorph leg season right now, right?
I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to xenomorph season.
But that's, I mean, it's the face hugger though is totally iconic. Like David has the mask, you know what I mean? It's terrifying, and it's still terrifying to this day. And when it comes out of that egg, or even when you begin to see it twitching in the egg, and it looks
see it on his face, it's just so nasty, man.
Is there a correlation between John Hurt being the first one waking up from stasis and being the first one attacked by the facehugger?
The first one to wake up is the first one to die.
Yeah, that's kind of. I didn't notice that was like some. Obviously, it had to be intentional, right? You got this peaceful, somber music waking up. It's almost like it. Yeah, it's like. And he took a lot from 2001, obviously. Like, I mean, he borrowed from that. He borrowed from Star Wars, but.
Well, that's why the movie got finances, because Star Wars was so successful. So they're like, all right, we can do space. We can do that.
This was the era between the two Star Wars movies, right?
Right.
Is Hobby jerking off right now?
No,
he's
just looking down.
He's on Bumble still.
Slowly wiggling.
He's still on Bumble.
Forgot he was on a podcast.
I'm sorry,
Let
guys.
me see both hands, bro.
When Hobby jerks off, it's not slow. It is aggressive. It's angry.
The camera
and
shaking.
We will all know. Okay?
Wait, why? What does that look? Did we catch you?
I'm not jerking off, no matter how bad you are.
I'm not.
I'm not.
I promise.
That's my secret. I'm always.
You know what's going to happen now, Will? He's going to jerk off to prove to you what it actually looks like to jerk off, so he can say, "See, Will, I wasn't jerking off."
Before
but the facehugger, and what was very interesting about this facehugger thing is it's all about rape. It's about putting the man in a situation where the man gets raped and then is forced to have the baby. And that's one of the psychological things about this movie. And that's why they didn't have a woman do it. And the whole original thing. Yeah, there you go. But they wanted to kind of go into like the male psyche of that fear of being raped, of being impregnated, and then having that thing rip out of you, which is why they didn't have a female be the victim of the facehugger.
Well, I feel like that's very relevant to the fact that the whole time Sigourney Weaver's character is like, "Do not do this. Stop. Hey, stop." don't know.
Yeah.
And none of them listened to her.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now,
she-
given one of them was an android, but that was set on a prime directive. But at the same time, nobody fucking listened to Sigourney Weaver.
Turn off! Turn off!
I mean, and then you have the Dallas character who was like, listen, just everyone shut the fuck up. I just want to do my job. The company says we have to go here. That's where we're going. He's
I don't
like
trust
the guy.
anybody.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to go home.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
his whole character.
He's the paycheck dude.
I love that part where they offer extra cash to the I'm gonna call them the grunts, just kind of the where they're like, there's extra cash in it, and they're like, all right, I'll do it.
All right.
Because that's me. That's me 100%. I'm like,
But he
yeah,
also
all right.
says,
Yeah, whatever,
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
but he also says, if you don't do it, you don't get paid at all.
Yeah.
That was the real
Hey,
thing.
Now that's-
and
that's
Parker was
motivating.
like,
Yeah.
okay, we're going now. One of my favorite scenes with Parker is when they're coming in to have the meeting where Dallas is going to tell them, hey guys, we're not home yet. We got to go to this planet. And Ash is sitting in Parker's chair. And Parker goes, hey man, you're in my chair. Ash gets up and then Parker wipes the seat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I know a guy like that. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, don't talk about Jay when he's not on the podcast.
Hey, you're in my seat, and then I'm gonna wipe your essence off of my seat.
I thought he did it because he knew it was an android. I forgot that they didn't.
Oh yeah, they have no idea that was
They had no idea until the end. I mean, that.
Yeah, Ripley asked him about it. It's like, why do you trust him so much? He's like, look, I had a guy that was with 5 missions before this, and they switched him out right before it. I don't care. I don't trust
Yeah, I don't know him. Yeah, I don't know him.
Yeah, but that was also implying that he didn't trust Ripley either. He's just
right.
like, I
He
just
doesn't.
want to.
He just wants to get fucking paid.
Get the fuck
Yeah.
out of
Do
here.
his fucking job and get to home, dude.
Yeah,
There-
it's just,
there's
20 million tons of iron ore.
Or yeah,
Do you know what that costs nowadays?
Okay, so I guess that was my question was, what is, because they're all commercial, right? This is a commercial mission.
they're space truckers,
So
right?
what are they? What was the mission originally? That's what I didn't understand.
They were
They're
coming
miners.
back from they got a shit ton of iron ore, and that's what they're transporting back to Earth. So they went out to space, got 40 tons or 40 million tons of iron
20
ore.
million tons.
Yeah. And so what they're telling, and this is one of the things I didn't realize until years later, is that the Nostromo is a tugboat. And
Right.
so the Nostromo is pulling that giant, like almost cathedral-like thing.
That's why
so-
when they
right.
go to
It-
investigate,
yeah.
they separate. Okay.
Yeah, they
call it
separate.
tugboat.
Yeah. It's
So-
a tugboat.
But the whole reason why they had to wake up is because it's under Mother's programming. If they get a distress signal, if they're in stasis, it doesn't matter. They have to respond to that
Yeah.
distress.
Right,
signal.
that's like the political part of it. Like, oh, even if
Right.
you're a commercial thing, you have to do this thing
Yes.
if you're out.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
what my question was, why are they out there to begin with? But that makes sense. Okay,
They're mining.
I get it.
Yeah, they're space truckers, right?
More
That's
or
where the
less,
term
yeah.
comes from.
Essentially.
And, and that's what's really interesting too about this movie was it's 2 years after Star Wars, right? It's really the first sci-fi movie to really make sci-fi look livable and dirty and not like lasers and
Yes.
fancy capes and robot. It was just very dirty and grungy and like filthy
Lived
and
in.
lived in. Yeah,
Like,
lived in.
so-
That's a great.
honestly,
And
if you look-
people arguing with each other and
Yeah,
people being
smoking.
like,
Holy shit!
I don't
How
wanna
much
do
that.
smoking they were doing.
The worst thing that you can do in space. If there's like any fire, you're
Constantly
just gonna.
smoking.
I felt like with the
You know
1950s
what?
cereal. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, see, yeah, we gotta go see the aliens. See, yeah.
Javi, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, if humanity ever does get to that level, that would be the first thing that they do. The first thing they do would be to make as much money as possible, and that's to mend the precious elements that's out there in the universe and shit.
Yep, bring them back.
Helium-3, man. Watch Moon.
Moon's
Dogecoin.
great.
Oh, Moon is so good.
Right.
Oh, Moon is so good.
That soundtrack to Moon is fucking amazing.
David Bowie's son. What do you expect?
Yep, I know. It's fucking awesome.
So we get John hurt. We get him. He goes and checks out the egg, and then we get where I think the batteries really drop.
Yes, sir.
is the scene where they're at the final. Well, yeah, that, and then it comes. He gets face hugged, which is fucking crazy, and then you get the scene where like they're scanning him, and they're like, well, maybe it's feeding oxygen to him. We're not sure what's going on. And then and you're kind of like, oh, the science officer's Ash is acting a little bit weird, but not too weird. But you can see it's all in like subtle little things. And David said it earlier, these characters have very little dialogue. their motivation can be really seen through the way that they're looking at each other and looking at the situation. And then you get the dinner scene where before they're going to go back into stasis, he's eating his noodles and all of a sudden, and you get the fucking
That was where
spoiler
the batteries drop.
I mean, who hasn't been through that when they eat
No
cheap
doubt.
ramen noodles? every time.
Right,
Every time. Classic tale.
That's what did that work for you, Ethan? That's why I want to know, because I know for us it did, but for you, was that an issue or no?
It didn't, because of one movie that I had seen prior to this.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Check, please.
Okay, so whenever Dallas
Not
is in the
again.
air vents, the fucking air shaft before as soon as he drops down to Sector 3, I love that entire fucking buildup. Okay, he's fucking it builds the claustrophobia. He's got the flamethrower. They're letting him know, hey, the xenomorph is around you. They don't say it yet, but whenever he drops down there and he first sees it, I can't help but think that fucking same teen every time, because the first reveal of the xenomorph is like, like it's like,
Jazz
hey,
hands.
surprise!
Jazz hands.
I love
And also, he scurries across the room so fast. He's like,
You know what? And that is what when I saw the director's cut of this in 2004 on the big screen, when the chest burster comes out and he runs across the scene, there is people in the audience that laughed. And I was like, oh, it is kind of funny. It's awkward looking, you know.
It is.
but that
He was really pumping
I
those
think that
arms,
adds. I think that adds to the levity of the situation. So it's both
Oh,
funny.
he's kind of cute looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you laugh.
Oh.
You're kind of like, but then it hits you with the shit later, and you're like, oh shit, it was funny before, but
Now
now
it
it's
seems a lot less
For
funny.
real.
And,
Yeah.
and if you notice in the dinner scene, you can see Ash knows something's about to happen because they're all having fun. Ash, if you watch him, you go back and watch it, he is studying Kane.
Yeah.
He is watching him like a hawk because he
Locked
knows
in.
shit is about to go
Well,
down.
I mean, does he eat like normal humans? I didn't really pick up on that, but I didn't notice it.
Yeah, he
with
eats.
them.
Yeah,
Okay,
he eats
I
with
didn't
them. He
know.
was eating.
He's drinking milk earlier too.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
what
think that-
sprays out. That's what runs him, right?
also
He
like
also-
It's
just
gotta
how,
be milk.
how you had to do the hand motion for eating. Yes, he
Well,
ate.
you know, listen, guys. I took classes at Adlibs. I was an improviser for many years, so my space work is always with me. So I apologize for being a performer, I guess is what I'm trying to say right
don't ever apologize. That's what I appreciate. I like
Also-
that. I like that level of performance.
The also, if you remember when the alien takes off, Parker goes to stab it, and Ash is like, "Don't touch it, don't touch it," which is like, "Okay, fucker, why are you trying to protect this thing?"
Yeah.
There's also a deleted
The
scene
acid
that was-
blood, though.
Yeah, well, they didn't know
That's
that yet.
fair.
They didn't,
No,
oh, they did. They
no,
did.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
they
you're right,
knew
they
about
did,
the
yeah.
acid blood. You
They
can't
did know
fucking
about
hit
that.
it.
Yeah,
dude.
you
It
can't
burns through
stab
the
'em.
fucking hole.
That adds a whole new level though too.
Yeah, well, that was
It's
that
the
was the
perfect
writers. The writers were coming up with like, why wouldn't they just shoot him? And so that's why the writers, Dan O'Bannon and Ron Shusett, were like, well, fucking give him acid for blood. That way you can't shoot him. There was a deleted scene that was never fully filmed, which is where they are about to, Sigourney Weaver traps the alien in an airlock, and they're about to blow him out. And then Ash turns on the flashing light, which scares the alien away. And so that was one of the scenes that they were going to cut. But it was never even like fully filmed because the original cut of this movie was like 3.5 hours long.
Oh wow!
They had to cut a shit ton out.
Oh, the
I
Snyder
mean-
cut.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the Snyder cut of this film.
Dude, I
Yeah.
can't wait to see the Snyder cut of every movie ever made. It's just some
fucking
guy
Ridley
named
Scott.
Snyder out in Kentucky or something like that.
I think Zack Snyder should just cut every film.
He should
ever.
recut every film.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aliens, the Snyder
Yeah.
cut.
Get a
Like-
They Live Snyder cut.
Still Magnolia Snyder cut.
Still Magnolia.
The
Snyder
Notebook.
cut.
Yeah.
The Notebook.
Notebook.
Have you
The
guys
Notebook.
seen the Notebook, the Snyder cut? Oh, so good.
5 hours long. Amazing.
Spoiler alert.
There's
I
a
will
three
die.
hours. They're just in the room with the guy not remembering anything. It's amazing. A woman, she's not just remembering.
Yeah.
Sorry.
David, what
Holding on
is
to the Ferris wheel the whole time?
You've never seen Alzheimer's like this.
Yeah.
If you have Alzheimer's, nobody can hear you scream. There's no way.
Nobody will remember you screaming.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
there you go.
is that
Haven't
the
made it
Never
tag-
remember
better.
anybody screaming.
wait? Is
Haven't
that
made
the
it better?
is that the tagline to the movie? And space.
No one can hear you scream.
Okay.
It was voted the greatest movie poster of all time.
Will, why are you so quiet?
He's just listening.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I like the movie. I have nothing positive to add to this conversation. And you guys are just throwing out the references. I figured why'd be another voice yelling things.
I was going to ask.
Watching the show. I'm just a chat member who happened to find the login.
What is the gestation period for the alien?
It is a lot longer than the other movies. If you've watched Alien versus Predator, the gestation period is about 2 minutes. So this one's about, I think it's 12 hours from the time it's in the guy's stomach to the time it comes out. Also, I wanted to talk about for a second, I think Javi brought it up, one of the greatest movie, what's what I'm looking for? Urban Legends, was that the actors didn't know the chest burster was coming out.
Oh, right. Yeah, that.
Yeah. And so actually they did know about it, but what they didn't know was how much blood was going to be used. And that's why when you see Veronica Cartwright get splattered.
Dude, that's one of the best scenes in that movie. When she gets splattered because she legitimately looks scared.
Yes.
That is so... I guess that's why it's so convincing, because I guess it happened for real.
Well, also what Ridley Scott did was he told the actors they were using real animals' blood. So they told them it was real. And so because everything else was real. They knew that all the other practical effects was real guts and stuff. So he told them that. So she thought she was being sprayed with real animals' blood, which is why you get that horrific reaction of it.
Oh, directors are so sneaky.
It was very natural, but also like almost concerning.
Yeah. Well, and also in that scene, if you watch it again, if you notice as they're sitting down to eat dinner, in the background, there's like engines on the ship running. But what that noise is, it's a heartbeat. And as the scene goes on, the heartbeat gets louder and louder and louder. The scene happens, and then the heartbeat is still going, and it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Let's talk about that. The tension that this movie builds between, because you honestly don't see the xenomorph that much. I would say less than 5 minutes of the movie.
It's 3 or 4 times throughout the whole movie.
It's 5.5 minutes total screen time.
Yeah, and it's such a small amount of time, but the tension and the presence of the creature always being there, never knowing where it is in any form that it's in, it works. And me and Ethan were talking about that before the stream started, that like it's just a foreboding feeling that you have watching this movie. Like my anxiety is still up from earlier. I'm actually about to take an anxiety pill because this movie really did freak me out. I will not lie. There it is. But like this movie totally freaked me out, and it works. And I want to see it on the big screen. Watching it today, I all I could think was, God damn it, this movie is meant to be seen on the big screen. And it's got, well, it's claustrophobic. It's got scale, and then it reminds you that you're in a tiny setting, and then it's got big scale again, and then it reminds you again that like these people are stuck on this ship with this thing, and they are not getting out. There is no way it's happening. And just the way it builds up that tension through just the imagery of it. I mean, he's an epic nerd. He's an epic filmmaker for that reason. So it's just one of those things I absolutely love. Did the tension work for you guys? Ethan, you said it worked for you. I appreciate you. Appreciate it.
Why do you go to the guy that's just fucking dying of laughter out of everyone else that's just fucking silent?
Because I wanted to get you. You said that that really worked for you though, the tension of the movie.
It did. Like you said, the foreboding presence of the alien not knowing where he's at. And I think just about every jump scare in this got me because I was expecting it in other places, like a little bit sooner, or just I couldn't quite pinpoint when it was going to try to freak me out. And in me trying to do that, it got me each and every time, especially Dallas in the vents. Yeah, I was not ready for that. That one got me good.
Ethan, so since this was your first time watching it, how did you feel about she gets on the space shuttle, she escapes, it blows up? Were you thinking, okay, we're over, or were you like, why is this movie still going on?
A little bit of why was it still going on. I had a feeling it was still on the ship. I just didn't know how. And
okay.
When she walks over, all the canisters and stuff, it looks like the thing's head, and I'm like, is it? And then his hand falls over. That freaked me the fuck out. I actually jumped for that.
That's a great shot because if you watch it, you can see his head is right there in between the other pipes. And what they did is they actually had to build the set around him so they could make it really, really tight. But you can see his arm. So when his arm jumps out, it's not like it's coming out of anywhere. It's just there. And that's part of the biomechanic design that H.R. Giger gave it, was it looks like the ship itself, where it's just pipes and just it just looks like it can blend in. It's a whole biomechanical type of thing. But I love that shot because it's not like he jumps out at you. He's already there. He just moves his arm.
So on that scene, though, nice.
I love the jazz hands. I'm sorry. He's so right, Jake. You're so right about that because he does come out like, "Hello, here's alien."
Though, I just don't get it. Did he? So he was hunting everyone. He looked at the cat. She comes back and he's asleep on the pipes.
Okay,
Excellent
so
point.
this is
why is he hunting too, David? I want to know that.
Well, he's hunting to make more eggs. So he's by himself. He needs these other creatures to make more eggs to continue the life cycle of the alien. But I want to show you guys something too. What you also have to understand about him compared to aliens, I always look at the first xenomorph as a Venus flytrap. He never is really going after people. They always kind of come towards him.
Yeah.
You know, he's never, if you ever notice in this movie.
Oh, no.
He's just sort of.
Oh, there he is.
You froze. Okay, good. He's always.
Okay. He's always he's there and they come into his territory. And so he's kind of like, leave me the fuck alone. Oh shit, there you are. I've got to make an egg. You know, leave me the fuck alone. And so the whole thing about him on her ship, he was just hiding. The whole ship was blowing up. So he's like, "Ooh, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to hide over here." He's like a Venus flytrap. And so,
that makes sense.
And that's the thing is, he
It's a
doesn't
very
come
Ridley
after
Scott
her.
thing to do.
Yeah, he doesn't come after her. She is over by him pushing buttons, and that's when his arm comes out. And he's like, "Get the fuck away from me, bitch! I'm trying to sleep."
So I mean,
Sounds like you're describing a cat.
yeah, it's like Steve Irwin and the fucking Stingray.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, honestly, though, and Ash even says that he's without conscious or without a fucking ability
Agenda.
to false morals or whatever else, just acting on instinct. And that's what it is. Like, he's a perfect apex predator.
Yeah, he's a perfect organism, I think is the line that.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Perfect organism. You're exactly right.
And Hobby,
wanna
I
show
agree
you
with
guys
you.
something.
It sounds like a cat too. Speaking of a cat, here comes the cat.
Jessup's getting up to show us something.
All right, let's see what we got here. So
Let's do the
Jessup's got-
tour. Give us the alien
Yeah.
tour.
Let's
Show
see
us
what
It's
we
the
got.
alien room, man.
What do we got?
Show us the stuff.
I don't think you heard any
Show
of
Yeah,
it.
he got his
stuff.
headphones on.
It's all good. He'll grab it one at a time, and
You're a butthole.
yeah, we'll call you
Alien.
butthole.
Will,
Still Magnolias is better.
All right, what do you got? What do you got?
So one of the things that that was in the script that was never filmed was that they find a pyramid, and they find these hieroglyphics. How do you say it?
Hieroglyphics.
Hieroglyphics of the alien.
Yep, nailed it. Nailed it.
Of the alien life cycle. And so
I
this
think you're confusing this movie with Fifth Element, which is another Ian Holm movie.
That's
Whoa.
cool looking.
Yeah, so this is a hieroglyphic of the alien life cycle that they were going to find in the
Hydrophilic.
hydrophilic.
Hydrosilithus.
Yes. So,
Hydrocephalic.
yes.
That's fucking badass,
Hydroponic.
though. So the pyramid they eventually ended up using in Alien versus Predator, correct?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because there was a lot that Alien versus Predator did that actually fed back to this.
Before this, man, Predator 2 had a xenomorph skull in the battleship.
Yeah, that was so cool. I
That
love
was the tie-in for all
Yeah.
this because they were already doing the Dark Horse comics before that, Alien
Yep.
versus Predator.
I think my favorite is Alien versus Chris Hansen versus Predator. That was my favorite.
How to catch an alien versus predator.
Alien versus Predator versus Batman versus Superman.
How to
David.
catch an alien predator? It's a predator that likes to prey on young aliens.
David, what else you got?
Yeah, show
You
us.
got-
Oh,
you
are you guys
your
ready
tour.
for?
Yeah,
Alien
let's see the
man.
collection.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
this
Make
is
his
cool.
screen
Take us
big.
on a tour, man.
Make his
I will-
screen big. Make his.
We're
Let him.
not-
Let's let him get the stuff. While he does that,
Dude,
let's
he's
talk
got
about-
a fucking face hugger in his belly. He's got the fucking.
Oh!
Yeah. That's a cool ass shirt.
Thanks, buddy. All right, kids, here we go.
Oh, you're
Oh
picking
my
this
god, it's
up.
breaking
Oh.
the whole computer.
Can you see that?
Ooh.
Nice. I think.
So that's a
Two
Giger,
Gigers.
right?
Is that
Yeah.
Master Chief?
Yep, that's a Giger.
Looks like Iron Man.
It looks like a helmet.
That's that. There's the alien dog.
Yeah.
Oh, from Alien
nice.
3.
Yes.
From Alien 3.
Climbing up the fucking grating. Yeah.
HR Giger egg.
A little lower.
There.
Lower.
There
you go.
Higher.
Fine.
Lower, higher.
Lower. Yes.
Just
lower.
shake it in front of it for us.
Hydroponic.
Oh, there's some more Giger right there.
I saw Baphomet.
Oh, there they are. The Xenomorph,
Lower.
a little bit lower.
Lower.
There
Lower.
it is. Dang, that's dope.
There's the Nostromo.
That's really cool.
That's the Nostromo, and that's the Narcissist, the ship they escape on at the end. The derelict ship. And then right there, there's Kane.
Lower.
Kane.
Yeah, go look.
Kane and the eggs.
Oh, the eggs? I can't see the eggs.
Nice.
Go down, Jesse.
Oh man, yeah, dude. He's
Oh, that's badass.
he sold the piece. He put the lights on the eggs. You got LEDs in there, right?
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Way cool.
Fucking badass.
And there's a alien piece I found at the Deep Ellum Arts Festival.
Is that from the fourth movie?
No, it's just an artist rendering. Was that Deep Ellum Art Festival.
It
There's
kind of looks like the
Giger.
is it Alien versus Predators game cover a little bit, but
Oh yeah, it does.
that's pretty badass though.
And then I'm gonna take you downstairs. Oh yeah, Baphomet.
Yes.
Baphomet.
Hang on, I gotta give Lindsay a warning.
My
Honey,
guy.
I'm coming
Oh, no.
downstairs.
Hi.
Put your
You're
clothes
live on Twitch.
I'm live on Twitch. I
Hi,
have to give her
Lindsay.
a warning.
You have to do the full plug. Twitch.tv/ We Are
Oh, God.
Podcast.
So as she's getting ready to go up, I'll just show you the rest of my room. There's mannequins
Ah!
and action figures, and of course Robin Williams.
What's the mannequin's name?
Mannequin's name is
nice.
Lindsay.
Teddy bear is the best.
Well, that's a little on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a guy actually got the cast of him from Centennial Man or
Oh, I
Bicentennial.
wasn't
I
talking
love
about that one.
Bicentennial Man.
Yeah.
I like the prequel Centennial Man better.
The sequel, quad, centennial,
Tricentennial.
hydroponic.
Yeah.
Successful
What?
Centennial Man.
Oh, and there's my
Hey, boss.
Beetlejuice sign.
Yes.
Yes. That's awesome.
Oh, shit. Don't say it one more time.
Or do I want to hang out with Michael Keaton?
Hell yeah, dude. We get Keaton on the cast.
Dude,
Fuck
can
yeah.
you imagine
Oh.
if you just said Beetlejuice 3 times and Michael Keaton came out to hang out with you?
Beetlejuice.
So cool.
This is
Fucking
fun.
happened.
He's got those sweet Venetians.
It does. Where
Yeah.
when they tied up.
I like that.
Don't
French
talk about his blinds.
Oh, I thought.
The original movie poster
There it is.
Where's us?
Beautiful.
in space. No one can hear you scream. This is my favorite, my second favorite alien piece.
But that's what the most famous poster looks like.
There's a
Oh, wow.
right there.
Nice.
22 inches of
Big boy.
NECA awesomeness.
Glory.
And then, let me turn the light on. Here we go. And then my favorite piece is a 1/4 scale sideshow
Oh my
collectible
God.
Big Chap.
Wait, what did you?
Well, no.
walk
You
by?
just passed by.
Well, no.
What was
No.
that?
What did you just walk by?
What do
Yeah.
you mean?
The last,
What do you-
the tall mannequin
full
as tall as the
figure.
man.
What are you talking
The
about?
thing that's just
Turn
chilling on the
around!
table.
What was
What do you
that?
mean?
Three men and a baby
Oh
goat.
my God, you
What? What are you guys talking about?
Guillermo del Toro is hanging out in his house. He's like, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
It is like a Guillermo del Toro house. Hello,
Oh,
hello.
show it
hello.
on Twitch. Okay.
Fucking. Oh shit.
Javi,
You guys-
do not jerk off right now.
I'm trying not to right now, bro.
Okay.
Oh
God,
shit,
Avi.
the horns are coming off. Let's see what
Okay.
else.
Oh
you got.
yeah.
I want to show you guys something, okay? And see if you can see her.
Pull
She's
her
a
blouse down. Okay,
1950s mannequin, right?
Oh wow.
But watch this. If you can see that her eyes are posable.
Oh my
Ooh.
God.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm done with
I can do
today.
that.
Well, there goes my boner.
Oh, it's a mannequin.
Well,
So
I'm
what
done.
we got on the mantle here?
So we got a
Queen?
we got the queen, alien
Nice.
queen.
Dude,
Had
is this
them
like
in
an
the
Andrew
background.
McCarthy situation? Is that really Lindsay as the mannequin? Like,
My it's okay, guys. It's okay.
Stop asking questions.
Yeah. And there's the 1/4 scale xenomorph from Sideshow Collectibles.
That's gorgeous.
Oh, that's
yeah.
incredible.
Beautiful. And
Might
you
be
can
my favorite.
see inside is, can you tell that has the human skull
yes.
Yeah.
inside of it?
Yes.
Glorious.
That's fucking bad.
And then there's Groot or Grogu.
Groot!
Or Grogu, sorry.
That's a
I
camel.
love Star Trek.
And a legit
Yeah, Star Trek is so good.
1977, what do you call it? Stormtrooper helmet.
Stamp troopers.
Yeah.
Stamp troopers.
They stamp out the rebellions.
They're always stamping, those guys.
That's fucking badass. What else you got?
Hang on.
Are you looking at Case's joint through Zoom?
What do you think this whole stream has been about?
You're just like, what else you got?
Yeah,
Next week you see me pull up
Can you show
that
us the
fucking
alarm a
that
little closer?
badass one that he just showed us. I'm just like, guys, look what I got. And David's like, I got robbed last week.
Show me that security system real quick. Show me those buttons you gotta press when you come in the house.
What's your code?
It's your birthday, right? When's your birthday?
Good question, David. Fuck yeah.
There's Groot. Oh, that's fucking
That's
awesome.
adorable.
What? It's ridiculous.
If that triggers in the middle of the night,
I'm running out the house.
Oh, jeez.
Holy shit.
the rest
That's
of the
really
episode,
good.
just him pressing
This
the
was my
top
favorite part of
of
it.
Groot's head.
Oh, Groot.
I am Grogu.
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 And then
Thank you.
Yeah.
before we go, you guys
I'm
want to see
Joker.
some creepy shit?
Yeah, always.
Show us your creepy shit.
No.
I've seen
Fuck
this one.
that.
I love
No.
this one.
Ah, that one's
Oh
great.
my god, dude.
That's one of my faves.
It's so good.
And it's got a human jaw for the base.
Woo.
Oh, that's cool.
Welcome to Nightmares, Javi.
Yeah, it really is.
Will's
gotta
leaving
turn-
the room. He's done.
I gotta turn
Not bringing
Grogu
my
off.
Jessup art out.
Oh yeah, you got a piece.
Ooh.
Let me zoom in on Will here real quick. Right,
Very
there you go, Will.
Stop. My boner can only get so hard.
Correct.
That shit is.
Yeah, I got a few
amazing.
pieces of the old man myself. I
Yeah.
can't do my camera right now, but he makes fucking awesome shit.
Yeah, actually, before we started doing this podcast, Jake was showing those to me. They're on the wall there, right by his kitchen.
Yeah.
I was like, "Where did that come from?" He goes, "Jessup." I was like, "Right on, dude." So, yeah, that's fucking awesome. So you've loved this movie since you were a kid, basically.
Yes.
And it shows, man, and like all the stuff that you've collected. So is it?
Kid. Were you like 30 when you saw this, Joseph?
What's that?
I'm just playing. Sorry, I didn't mean anything.
It's fine.
It did land. I don't want to repeat it.
Oh, I didn't show you this guy.
I'm sorry, Jake.
What is
Oh,
he
nice.
doing?
He's
Gotta
chilling
keep
in a
my-
Fucking
cage.
badass.
That's how you
It's,
experiment.
So when
it's from-
people come over to the house and they
Hey,
see
no
all
politics.
this, what is the reaction usually?
The reaction is they see this sign when they come in. And it says, trespassers will become part of our collection.
Oh fuck yeah!
They see the mannequin and then they leave.
But you don't run an Airbnb out of there?
Mission accomplished.
Yep.
Man, I don't know if it would be smart to run a B&B out of there. That'd be putting a
I
lot of
think
trust in a
people
lot
would
of
pay a
people.
lot of money for it.
I've seen his guest room. It's
Yeah,
creepy.
I was gonna say his fucking guest room's this shit.
I'm sure they'd pay for it, but they'd probably break his shit.
Or leave with
At least
some of
that's
that
what
shit.
I'd
Not,
do.
they'll become part of the collection, man. This is a House of 1,000 Corpses situation. He's going to turn
Pretty
them into
much.
Fish Boy.
House of 1,000 Jessups.
House of 1,000 Jessups. That's fucking badass, dude. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
showing
guys.
you. Yeah,
That was
that,
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. The movie itself, guys, the only thing we haven't really talked about is the end of the movie. We did a little bit with the alien hiding and her finding it, but like, there's two things I want to mention. Number one, when she gets naked.
Y'all were alluding towards that in the chat. I knew immediately what it was.
Yeah,
We were
yeah,
body shaming.
yeah. She's hot though. I think she's hot. Here's the thing: is I've never thought Sigourney Weaver was hot until I was in my mid-20s, and I was just like, one day I was like, she's kind of hot.
Tell me that giant
Galaxy
perm she was
Quest.
rocking in Ghostbusters did nothing for you.
Did not a goddamn thing.
No, but whenever she got possessed,
Oh, yeah.
Then yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I think Galaxy Quest was like turned it up by like 1,000.
Oh, yeah. That
Love
cranked
me
it
some
to
Galaxy
11.
Quest.
100%. Secondly, shooting the alien out of the airlock works great. But what about when she hits it? Why doesn't it melt the sides of the airlock then with the acid blood? That's the only thing I didn't understand is like how
Well, I would believe in the words of James Cameron. You're asking too many fucking questions.
It's Michael Bay, asshole.
I got one. Airlock. Everything's being sucked outward into space. Thus,
There you
all
go.
acid blood would be that way.
Fuck that.
It's not going to blow itself.
That's a
Classic.
great David Keith quote right there.
It's Keith David.
Anything
He
else?
knows. He knows. I know.
Anything else about the movie you guys want to talk
Yes.
about?
Of course.
Oh, here we go.
Hour 5. Let's
So-
go.
I actually looked up a article today on that scene of her stripping down because watching it through the lens of 2020, you're like, why do we have to objectify this female? We wouldn't objectify the male if he was the final girl. But they actually said something really interesting. She's getting ready to go into hypersleep. If you remember from the beginning of the film, they're in basically
spaces.
diapers. Yeah. And so she's getting ready to go into hypersleep. So of course she's undressing.
Yeah,
And
that's
they
a great
actually,
excuse for Sigourney Weaver.
yeah, and they actually interviewed her, and she was like, "Dude, I'm covered in blood and shit and piss. Of course I'm gonna undress." And the original idea was for her to get butt ass naked because the alien was naked, and she was gonna be naked inside that little closet. And the idea was for the alien to come up and look at her and being like, "Oh fuck yeah, I like this." So it would be like, yeah. And so and of course his second mandible is like a dick, And so the idea was to have he's naked.
That's
so
the
she's
Snyder
naked.
cut of this movie.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Ew!
But they were like,
God,
and she was totally on board with it. She's like, all right, let's fucking get naked. She said that, she goes, he's been naked the entire fucking movie. Why do I get naked too? And she said it made sense in the idea of her getting ready to go into stasis, but they made a smart decision and was like, it's going to be way too distracting. And speaking of distracting, I know we're not supposed to body shame, but they really shouldn't have filmed her flat ass like that. That was just not a good look. There was no reason to have that camera right there. You could have just gone up a little bit more and been totally fine.
Who were from the front?
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
I think she looks
Yeah,
great.
from the
I
side.
I thought she looked fucking great.
thought she looked great. I was like right on, and I'm not objectifying. I'm just saying, woo! Sigourney
I'm just
Weaves,
saying it
come
wasn't
on now.
flattering.
I'm not objectifying. I'm just screaming
Flattering.
tall.
Whatever. It's what I do. You know what? I objectify, but it doesn't matter. The point is,
Sorry, I cut you off, Jake.
It's the same thing. I would say I'm not objectifying. I'm just saying maybe not shooting from that angle.
yeah.
It's just to me again. It's like it was kind of distracting, And again, I'm not trying to body shame, but I was just I'll never forget seeing it. For the
Body
first time, being
shame.
like,
Do it.
I was like, that's what's happening here. But
I think it's
anyway,
overwhelming that
We get it. You were confused. It's okay.
The
very
same
confused.
thing.
Very confused. And also, I was very confused. Of that is the tiniest underwear I have ever seen. So
It
tiny.
is falling off of her. It's
So
sliding
small.
down. Like what?
So small. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk about. There was that whole scene of
Don't worry, we'll
No,
see.
So the next 30 minutes of this podcast is just us talking about our boners. Fine. Javi, you lead.
I mean, I will say this:
10 minutes
I don't
later.
understand the direction of the camera when she's getting into the spacesuit and she has to pull her legs up and they go right there and the camera is like right there.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand the artistic. I'm not complaining about it.
That's really
How many times did you rewatch that scene just so if that artistic reasoning would land on you?
It was I broke the VHS tape.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kubrick was like,
It's
take
forever.
99. I'm over the camera.
Hey, get up in there.
That's what Kubrick was talking about when he talked about doing 95 shots with every
Yeah.
every
Over
actor.
and
They're
over
fucking
and over
stabbing
again.
Catman Crothers in the chest with the fucking axe.
Do it again.
It was like, all right.
One more time. From the top.
One more
From
time.
the top, people.
So Anything else about the movie itself? Go ahead, Ethan.
I have one last thing. It's kind of the influence of this movie afterwards. Like I said, I kind of was picking pieces of it going, oh, I see where this influenced this or that. I not gonna lie, y'all are gonna think I'm stupid as fuck for this. I thought this movie came out.
No. I thought you were stupid as fuck before. Go ahead. Go
This
ahead.
movie, I thought it came out in the 90s, and it wasn't until about an hour 20 in I realized that, oh wait, this came out like 2 years after Star Wars. Holy shit, this came out in the late 70s.
God damn, he's
It's
stupid.
incredible.
That's a very David thing for you to say.
What's even more incredible is this movie being 40 years old has echoed throughout pop culture. Halo, the elites look just like the xenomorph with that kind of curved, shiny dome at the top of their armor. You've got Metroid, where the main returning antagonist is named Ridley. Yeah. I mean, come on. And then even then, a lot of other sci-fi horror movies took pieces of cinematography from this film. Like when they were in the alien world first going to explore the ship, I immediately thought back to the movie Armageddon. A lot of the cinematography of when they're standing on the asteroid reminded me a lot of this alien world. Dark, foreboding corridors and rocky terrain, steam shooting up randomly, fog, and it was just really cool. Yeah.
No, I see what Ethan's saying.
Reason.
Ethan's saying this movie missed an opportunity to put Aerosmith. We need more Aerosmith in this soundtrack.
And at least 2 more nuclear weapons.
No, you're right, Ethan.
We need Bruce Willis and Aerosmith.
They were like space miners, though.
Well, and also this was the first movie to do the alien slime thing. You know, from this point on, all aliens had slime, and if you knew an alien was around, you would touch your hand and be like, "Oh, look, it's slime."
Yeah.
Oh, I like that too on the eggs. How like the water drips up the egg. I thought that was kind of cool. I kept thinking like little things like that. Also in the set design, and that's the one thing that I think Ethan just pointed out is this movie feels a little bit timeless because the set design is so damn good. And yeah, you could place it in the 70s, 80s, especially with the computers. But I think in the special edition, they went in and redid a lot of the computer text to make it updated with Mother and stuff like that. That was the only thing I think they really changed. But other than that, like it really holds up. And there was a scene towards the end where the lights are flickering where I thought I was going to have a seizure. I literally had
if you have epilepsy,
if you did have epilepsy before that movie, you sure as fuck got it now.
I literally had to watch it in a small screen. I was just
if you notice as the movie progresses, the lighting and everything is more chaotic.
Yeah.
So at the very end, it is so insane. And there's that great shot of her with the strobe light going where she is trying to escape, but then the alien's right there. He just kind of pops up and she's kind of goes back. That is such a beautiful shot of the strobe light and her fear in her face.
It's like a creepy guy at a club following the same girl around. It's like, hey, what are you doing here?
Hey, I got a drink. No, I'm fine. I don't want to drink the drink that you got me. I'm okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
It's good.
Again, though, there's that scene where all the time when he moves, you never really got a good idea of what he looked like until the very end.
With that, was that Harry Dean Stanton? Whenever he was looking up and getting the dripping on his face before he got taken up, was that the alien dripping on his ass?
No, that was condensation, and that was actually a big argument that Ridley Scott had with the production designer, because he was like, "Why the fuck are there chains and water dripping in a spaceship?" And Ridley said, "Because it's cool." It makes no fucking sense at all. You're in the middle of space. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's fucking cool.
Was he talking to his mom? Because it's cool, mom.
Cool, mom.
Oh, get over it, mom. I just want to do what's cool.
Ties back to Armageddon. Michael Bay, Ben Affleck said, "Hey, wouldn't it be cheaper just to train astronauts to drill as opposed to teaching drillers to become astronauts?" And he said,
shut up, Ben.
Shut the fuck up.
Don't you ever talk to me again.
Is there anything else about the movie you guys want to talk about? Anything at all, David? Seeing as this is your pick, is there anything else?
I think it's one of those movies where it's the lightning in the bottle, where you had acting, directing, sound design, editing, special effects, where everything came together. And it's such an iconic movie. The chest burster scene is right up there with the shower scene in Psycho. and it gave us this creature, which is still to this day one of the most horrifying, but also erotic. It's a very erotic creature. It's very phallic.
Yep.
Yeah. It's very phallic. It's very anheish. It's androgynous. It's just fucking fantastic. And I do think it's a horror. I think it's a monster. It's a monster in a castle movie. The Nostromo is like a castle, and the aliens like a monster.
And that's the
Labyrinth. Yeah. Exactly.
It's a fucking
all-time favorite movie.
It's a fucking killer movie. So, David, do you recommend it? Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Jake, do you recommend this movie?
Across the board, yeah, definitely watch.
Fuck yeah, Javi B. What do you think?
Absolutely, I recommend this movie. If you don't like this movie, go fuck yourself.
You heard it here. That's the new sticker on the fucking Entertain Mark fucking.
Austin, what do you think? Recommend?
Love it, 100%.
Will?
I can't imagine anyone's going to say no to that. It's one of the most classic, greatest movies, especially in sci-fi genre, and it fits just fine in horror.
Unlike They Live.
I wasn't going to say it. I'm glad somebody said it, but I wasn't going to say it.
I'm sorry. I think it's more sci-fi than horror, but that's just me.
It's totally more sci-fi than horror, but it 100% fits in the genre.
Well, I think both of them complement each other.
I think Aliens is
very
more
good.
sci-fi action, and this is more horror. Like,
Aliens.
I disagree 100%.
There's a complete shift between the two of them.
Yeah, there's a different tone.
This is so much more horror.
Yeah.
Than a sci-fi movie.
This
is.
Oh, I disagree so much. I feel
Well, you already wasted your turn, so
Ethan, I'm not allowed to say anything. My bad.
No. That's something. Real quick, Ethan. What do you think? No, we'll get to that. I want to have the debate. Hold on, Ethan.
Okay,
recommend.
What the fucking debate? Is that he's biting at the bit to go.
All right,
he's doing a bit.
All right, Austin, go ahead.
He's being Holly right now.
Anyways, yes, 2 thumbs up for me. This is definitely one of the best movies, in my opinion, that we've done on this show. I'd say probably top 3 of the movies we've watched so far, easily, at least for me. So watch it. It's classic. It's iconic. It's influenced so much in the genre and outside of it. You need to see this movie if you haven't.
One more thing I want to say. You guys are gamers. Have any of you played Alien Isolation?
Will have.
I have not yet. I have it.
I recommend it simply because it's the closest thing to being in the 1979 Alien movie.
It's a slow burn game.
Yes, and
they have all the original characters, right?
They have the original kit. They have the tech,
and everybody has a flat ass.
Yeah,
but it's first person. You can't.
Yeah, but yeah, all the tech is the same from '79. It's really, really cool. It's like being in the movie. It's super hard though. I couldn't finish it. Like it was really hard.
All right,
Are you talking about your dick or the game? I don't know.
All right, real quick.
I'm confused at what Austin is arguing about. Like,
he's just arguing.
Look,
Austin's
his
arguing about the fact that
fucking
it's more
horror movie is a sci-fi movie, though. Fucking Event Horizon. Same fucking.
No, that's a
my favorite movie. My favorite. Jake already knows my favorite movie of all time, which is Event Horizon, which is a sci-fi horror movie, which is like. This movie reminds me of that movie, and it's very sci-fi and it's very horror. But to me, it's more sci-fi.
Okay, like no one's arguing that it's not more sci-fi, but it 100% fits in the horror genre.
Okay, all right. fair, but I feel
you
like
just have like this argument, like Will say something completely different in your head. Like you wanted him to disagree with you.
You're right, and
will you shut up, man?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's more horror, but no, I'm just kidding. All right, where did Ethan go? Ethan, you there? We're gonna do clips.
He'll be back.
Oh no! Did he?
He's pooping.
He got scared so much by the chest burster.
The chest burster
oh shit, that was scary.
I guess I gotta. I don't know what to say. Yeah.
We've never ever had an intro into clips except for you going, I'm going to play clips now. So
Yeah.
why did we suddenly need one now?
Hopefully there's no tits in them.
I don't know because we're all over the place. There he is.
Look, he's back. You're
All right,
there.
we're ready
Are we
for
gonna get
clips.
flagged for this ass scene?
I hope
Yeah,
so.
probably. Just like the last 3 casts that have shown what is it? Titties, butt cheeks, butt cracks. Yeah, we've got it all at this
I
point.
love how
can't
we
show
can say
cheeks.
them, but we can't show them.
You can also show a ton of violence and gore, and people getting hung on, I guess, deer antlers
Right.
and shit. But
Right.
Hey,
no,
by the way, Austin, I'm going to post a video in the chat room on Facebook. It's a cartoon I did years ago, and when I worked at it's based on me working in a video store with a buddy of mine. But our first episode, our first scene, we're arguing about Alien being a horror movie or a sci-fi movie.
Oh, I like it.
nice.
Hey everyone, it's just Stuck jumping in here to say thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you're enjoying it, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And don't forget to join our social media. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast. And don't forget to join our Discord. All links can be found in the description. The next segment of the podcast will be clips from the movie. So if you would like to see that, head over to our Twitch at twitch.tv/We Are Podcast for the full video stream. And with that, back to the Horrorcast.
All right, Ethan, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Alrighty, let's get it going. Set design.
Move
I
your
just
mouse
see a
off
picture
the
of a
video, bro.
butthole.
Duck, move your mouse off the video.
I did move it off the video.
Why can't I still see it then?
We can all
Yeah.
see it. We can all see it. Looking right at it.
Well, there's some issue with the way I'm showing stuff anyhow, so that's probably
Whatever.
what it is.
It's that
Engineer
1993
Eastwood, get
Dell
on it. What's
computer
going on?
you're using.
I got
Hey.
a Dell.
Here, I'll just move. There you go. You got it.
Totally God.
Set design. Just
Is
showing.
that a
off
Mr.
the
Coffee?
Is that
Yeah.
mine? Oh, that was mine.
set.
I like the little birds that go back and forth. That was a big 70s thing, which is funny.
Oh yeah. Wakey, wakey.
With your diapers.
And it's morning.
Really, the only one that looks like a diaper was what's his name, John Hurt. The rest of
They
them,
have-
their shit didn't roll up.
Wouldn't you have
Quick-
catheters and colostomy bags and shit to do that though?
Hey,
Yeah.
quick
Yeah.
question. How long were they
Yeah.
asleep on the ship?
3 or 4 hours.
Years. It has to
No,
be years, right?
it was. I think it's several months. It wasn't years because she has a daughter back home.
They're on
and-
Earth's moon though, right?
What's that?
Please,
They're on Earth's moon.
No,
No.
They're out of the system.
They're way the fuck out. They're way
Whose
the
moon
fuck
are
Oh,
they
so-
on?
so
They're on
if-
the moon.
If
No,
they're, out of the
they're
sol-
out. Yeah, they're out of the Milky Way. They're not
They're
in
on
the
one of the
Milky
many
Way.
moors of Endor.
Actually, if you notice when Veronica Cartwright's character, what's her name? Fuck, I was supposed to love this movie. Anyway, when
Are
they're-
you talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're talking about
Yeah.
that.
Did you
Anyway,
call yourself out?
Yeah, I did. When they're trying to figure out where they are, she actually says like zeta, beta, something, and that's
reticuline.
yeah, reticuline. That's actually from like 1950s sci-fi stuff about where
Right.
UFOs come from.
Right.
Oh.
Catherine Zeta.
Yeah,
Well,
Captain-
so they were supposed to be on the trip home. So I know that they were going out, and then
That's
they were
what I
supposed
thought.
to be on the trip home.
So
Yeah,
I thought they were so close to Earth that they could fucking taste it. I thought this happened.
Well, so
on-
that's what they thought. They thought when
Yeah.
they woke up, they thought they were almost at Earth, but
Yeah,
they realized
I thought it was
they
on
were.
our
they were
moon,
several
is what
months,
I'm saying,
like
though.
4 months away from getting to Earth. So
Okay.
they were woken up halfway through their trip.
Right,
I got you.
exactly, yeah.
Lambert, that's her name.
Lambert, thank you.
The bonus situation.
Before we dock, I think we ought to discuss the bonus situation.
Right.
Brett and I,
right.
we think we deserve full shares, right,
Right.
baby?
You see, Mr. Park and I feel that the bonus situation is never
Fucking
been
love
on
Harry
an
James, man.
equitable level.
Is
Well,
that the cat that burped in the background?
No, that was
yes, but everybody else gets more than us.
Dallas, mother wants to talk to you.
So yeah, that
Google
whole
wants to talk to you.
thing. Midnight snacks. I put this on here for a reason. I can't remember though.
Well, some of you may have figured out we're not home yet. We're only halfway there.
What?
Mother's interrupted the course of our journey.
What?
Yeah. She's programmed to do that should certain conditions arise. They have.
Like what?
Seems she has
2/3 of those people are dead.
intercepted.
Spoiler.
And they all died in order of them dying in the movie.
Is that true, David?
No.
Actually, yeah, because John Hurt died before that other guy.
His name's Lambert, Abby.
No, get home or
Roger Cartwright.
Bilbo.
Javi Belares.
I was gonna say, didn't John
Yeah,
Hurt
yeah.
die fairly recently? Like
No,
within the
John
last,
Hurt died in
year or two?
John Hurt died in like 2015.
2017. I just looked it up.
Shut up.
Yeah, so that was like a couple years ago.
Well,
Fuck you, Hobby.
Fucking nerd.
That was a couple years ago. Fuck you, Hobby.
When did Eat Home die? When did Eat
I'm
Home
tired
die?
of facts.
You look it up, bitch.
Oh, by the way, what a dick move on Sigourney Weaver and Parker to make Brett go by himself to find the fucking cat. That was a shitty fucking move.
Oh yeah, that was a terrible move. Hey, I know we're all under
It's
attack
not
right
even
now,
a fucking cat.
Yeah.
but that cat just ran off. So why don't you go chase it?
Yeah, without a weapon, without a net, anything. Just go get the cat.
Oh, Ian Holm died last year.
Oh, no cats. Can you see my cat? There it is.
Hey, cat.
A question.
Hey, Ripley, I want to ask you a question. If they find what they're looking for out there, does that mean we get full shares?
Don't worry, Parker. Yeah, you'll get whatever's coming to you.
Look, I'm not gonna do any more work. We get this straightened out.
Brett, you're guaranteed by law to get a share.
What?
Why don't you just fuck off?
What?
Huh?
What'd you say, Rick?
If you have any trouble, I'll be on the bridge.
Oh, what a shitty move.
This was the moment I most connected with this movie because I was like, I get what she's going through. I've never connected more with a character where she's like, I'm trying to tell you the truth. What? Just shut the fuck up.
Does anyone ever get the feeling that whatever movie Harry Dean Stanton's in, he's always the same person? Like all his movies are connected somehow. Like there's a Stanton universe.
I guess you never even watched fucking Cool Hand Luke. Whatever, dude. Fuck you.
I wasn't even slight. I was just saying.
Stanton Vision.
The engineer. It looks so badass.
He's so
25
much
feet tall.
bigger in this than fucking.
And by the way, those are Ridley Scott's kids. The little, they are in the little
Wait,
space
what?
outfits. Yeah.
Oh,
So brave of him to kill his kids for this movie.
Well, it's funny you say that because those space outfits, they had no ventilation and the actors were passing out and they were complaining about it, but it wasn't until Ridley Scott used his kids for scale because it made the space jockey look bigger. His kids passed out and then he was like, okay, guys, we need to get air conditioning in these space outfits.
The way that Duck pauses, it looks like one person and they got like a little belly right here with a little space fetus looking at him also.
Yep.
Like
there's a Krang in there.
Yeah. Like what is going on right now? And then I was like, oh, it's two helmets, whatever.
What do you got? See what you make of this.
That looks like John Hurt's portrayal of the Elephant Man.
Let's see Jamaica win.
Eggs.
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 Eggs. I love that the water dripping
Yeah,
up. It's
that's
so
a cool effect.
Did they film it upside down then?
Yeah.
I guess they would.
And that's actually Ridley Scott's hand is inside of it manipulating it.
That's so cool. It looks so real.
That's all real shit. That's pig or lamb or lamb.
It looks like a
entrails.
chicken breast.
Yeah, I thought it was like an entire turkey or something that they fucking just wrap shit in there.
Also, the blue lights that were kind of hovering above the eggs, they borrowed that from the Who were in concert.
Nice.
Next door.
Lasers, yeah.
The lasers. They're like, can we borrow that for this shoot?
Yeah, with
Fucking awesome.
with fog, it works perfectly to
Do that layer.
Yeah, it layers like the layer looks so cool above it. Oh shit! Did that scare anyone? Did I get anyone? Did I get anyone? Anyone?
I've seen this like
I was super scared.
Literally all just watched this movie.
Face hugger.
Not the second time.
Face hugger.
Face hugger. This part freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah,
awesome.
That's a fucking cool scene too, man. That's
It's so
genius of
cool.
them to fucking let's split the mask. It's melted through the
So
face.
I thought when
seals
they were
it
running
back
that thing
up.
over there, I thought they were gonna like seal the mask, but
It
then they
seals
didn't.
the mask back up. The little face hugger did. It sealed it so it can keep pumping air into his
Dude, when
lungs.
he keeps gripping his neck,
It's like
ugh.
terraforming him. Yeah, and the fact that he's still breathing also. It's like, well, they know that he's still alive. He's in a coma.
Oh yeah,
from it,
keeping him
but, yeah.
alive to bait the other ones. Ugh,
Yeah.
such a good move. I feel like we're talking Dead by Daylight strategies right now.
Yeah, right. How did they do that shot?
That's actually the floor is actually like styrofoam.
Styrofoam, yeah.
And they
So they
painted it
had
to
a-
look like and so they did pour something that was
A
kind of
chemical
acidic.
that will
Yeah.
Like piranha solution?
perhaps.
A
Yes.
little gasoline and styrofoam.
Sure.
A little napalm.
Well,
That's
Dangling
something
vagina.
This movie
spider.
did really well though.
What's that?
was
DVS.
well, step by step, every
Day by day.
Come on, Ethan.
Sorry,
Don't stop. Don't digress. What you got?
everything that I was like, well, why don't they just do this? They did that. I was like, why don't you just cut the thing in half? Oh, you can't because acid blood. Why don't you do this because of this? They're reasonable.
The only reason they should have listened to fucking Yaphet Kodo when he's like, why don't they freeze it?
Yep.
He's like, how come you ain't freezing it? Like that would have been the most.
And they're like, dude, you're an engineer. Go back to work.
Yeah.
I thought that's what they were doing, putting him in the little scanner.
So
I
wait,
thought
are
they
you saying,
should've-
Ethan, that your final solution was, why don't we put a chick in her undies out there?
We talking about Ethan's final solution already? I thought this was gonna be like
It's a
the
little-
fucking
it's a little
series
different than
finale
Hitler's.
for Camp
It's a little
Slash.
different than Hitler's.
Where's the
but
fucking build up for that punchline, Austin?
It's like the last episode that we ever do with this is Ethan's final solution.
Dangling
Where we all drink
vagina
our light
spider.
cups and put on our Nike.
You okay?
I didn't see it. Was it in the overhead?
What?
Ready for the chest burster? You guys ready?
He's got some weird clips. This
what?
Yeah.
I tried my best, dude. It's a hard movie.
We're
to
watching
clip.
a different movie.
I just wanted to know what.
It's just I just tried to get the cool stuff. It's
You're
a
good,
hard
brother.
movie to clip.
You're good.
It really is. I'm sorry.
You're good. Don't worry
Chest
about it. I love
burster.
you.
Let's go for it. Love you too. What?
Dude, this is good acting.
Oh!
That's good acting.
That's John Hurt, man.
Not just him. Not just him. The people around him.
Yeah.
Like the chick that gets splattered, she's like legitimately horrified.
Because she didn't know she was gonna.
And
get
we talked
blood.
about it earlier. Because yeah. But dude, that is good acting.
I
Get
agree.
this man some Pepto Bismol.
Also, this was one take, and so they weren't aware of how violently John Hurt was going to be shaking around. So they're really like struggling to keep him down. So that's why you get that really, really good effect.
So
him, like,
Yaphet Kodo's first thing was to stuff a spoon in his mouth.
yeah. He's seasoned. Seasoned.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this
Freeze this
motherfucker's
goddamn
strong.
man.
Oh yeah, I guess to keep him from biting down on his tongue, I guess. But
You ready? Here it comes.
All right. Did y'all notice how strong fucking Ash was trying to hold him down just then, though?
Yeah.
Like that grimace in his face, like he knew what was happening
Yep.
right there.
He knew what
right?
was up.
Like, yeah, he totally fucking got it. He's like, no, hold him down.
There's also a great shot of Veronica Cartwright looking off camera. That's her looking at Ridley Scott. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, after she got splattered with the first blood, she actually looks off camera to Ridley Scott. Like, that's such a great little thing. Yeah, you son of a bitch. It was in the birds, okay?
Here it is.
love those silver teeth.
Ah, damn it!
Send me a kiss by wire. Baby,
You son of a bitch, you did it. You did
I
it.
mean, Doug, he could have used the
Check,
original
please.
scene because it was still John Hurt in space.
I know.
Was it
the
really?
Fact, the
Yeah.
fact that they
Yeah.
brought him in for that It's
Genius.
oh, dude.
What's he say?
That's
Oh
money
no,
well
not
spent.
again.
Money
Yeah,
well
yeah, he
spent.
did say not again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Not
like,
again.
oh no,
What?
not again.
Not again.
Yeah.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my
Oh, my
darling.
darling.
Oh my God.
Click from it. That was him. Holy shit. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I love
Genius.
chicken.
When I say,
So darn cat.
all right, now,
Get there.
Oh,
That darn cat.
that darn cat. That darn alien.
It's funny.
Big chap. Oh, that's a great scene too. Like you just know, like, oh
It's
fuck,
molten.
he's shedding his skin.
That thing grew
Yeah,
so
man.
fucking quick.
Oh, and see again, you have no idea what this thing looks like, and the way
Right.
that is shot right there, you're thinking that's his right side up look, but then the way it moves, then and you're like, what the fuck is this? And then the only thing you really see up close are those fucking jaws.
So how do you
You
think
know?
they shot that? Was that an actual prop they dropped down, or
No, it was the actual
the
guy
suit.
on strings, and they lower him down.
Oh, that
It
was
was,
just a guy
7
on
foot-
strings.
Well, yeah, it was 7
7
foot tall
foot
guy.
two.
Yeah, 7'2". They found him in a pub when they were beginning to do the pre-production.
Like a
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, and-
Nigerian dude. It's the only
Yeah.
film he ever did.
And so they had to teach him. They taught him Tai Chi and stuff, so like he could like do his movements. But yeah,
Holy
he was on a
shit.
string and he got low. And there's a great shot in the director's cut of the
Can we see
camera.
it again?
Yeah,
What's that? You want to see it? See it
Yeah,
again?
yeah.
show
Check
it
it
again.
out. Just like
There's
12
a little
seconds or
bit of
whatever.
a stammer, so hopefully it'll.
right
Either
here.
was that
Good.
enough?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
keep
good.
on
Yeah,
playing
it's
it.
fine.
You're good.
Okay. There it is.
Yeah,
Holy
that's
shit.
cool.
It's him like lowering down. But there's another
That's-
cool shot in the video
Look at
scene
that
where he's
booger.
above him. Oh yeah,
Look
it's a
at
big booger.
You see that booger?
That's lighting, bro.
Oh,
It
okay.
is lighting.
Dude, it's the fucking little shadow nipple thing again. It's a
I thought they were gonna kiss like Spider-Man and Mary Jane and fucking Amazing Spider.
He did kiss him. He kissed his
Yeah,
brains
yeah.
out.
Speaking of which, I love the alien noise. It sounds like if you've ever had like wiring that's tightened and you hit it with like a mallet or a hammer. That's what it sounds like. Uh-oh. That cat is pissed.
There's that heartbeat again.
Is that his or the Xenomorphs?
I think it is.
Double mouth.
That cat face, man.
Oh, so creepy.
He knows.
Like
He knows.
perfect. Like what the fuck?
No,
Perfect.
no, the
I get
cat
it.
was definitely like, they deserve
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, they
So
didn't
that
listen to
bastard
my
gets
mom.
scared.
You
It's
can
a
tell that cat
cow.
enjoyed it.
What
That
the
cat
fuck?
loved it.
No, but you're right. The music with the bum 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 bum
The heartbeat, yeah.
bum bum.
Wait, was that a heartbeat?
Perfect.
How'd it go again, Austin?
Boop,
Bum bum.
Beep
Bum,
boop
bum,
boop beep.
Give me a hug.
bum, bum.
No.
Dallas?
Should have called it jazz.
Oh God! What?
All right.
He totally did that. He's like, oh, again.
They could have they could have updated the graphics on that palm.
Get the hell out of here.
Oh, God, it's moving right towards you.
This is kind of sexual, wasn't it?
Better be groundskeeper Willie and fucking Santa's little helper.
Dude, this is the same image I get when I call for an Uber.
Look at Ash just loving it, man.
Yeah.
Ash is like, yes. You can see this. Watch. You can see a little bit, right? If you keep on playing it, you can see the reflection
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the background right there. Hey,
Come to
Batman.
Papa.
Oh,
That
that's
one
a good
scared
shot
the
right there.
Fuck out of me.
Come to Papa.
again, it's that whole praying mantis thing. Is that he was sitting there and the Dallas came to him.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Ooh,
Dallas?
the noise. Android. Now is he an android or a robot or what is
They
he?
call him a robot in the movie.
Yeah.
He's an android.
Ash is a goddamn robot.
It's a goddamn robot. Oh, titties in the background.
I would say he's a robot. He's not an android.
Robot.
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 That got me.
That was cool. That was cool.
Now
Get out
that's a
of here,
TikTok
goddamn
right there.
That's a bad.
So
bad.
I'm a little sad you didn't clip it, but the scene where he kind of tackles Ridley down.
I couldn't. There's
How the
titties in the
fuck-
background.
Okay, well, either
Yeah, I'm
way,
sorry.
those are the titties you choose not to clip. So how the fuck does he roll up a magazine and have her pinned down by the mouth with a magazine while he's batting? Like
He's
that
a
doesn't-
robot. He's got overpowered
Right.
strength, man. He's OP.
It's a magazine. Just move your fucking head.
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
but it's
But
a
this
magazine
person's
from the
too-
future.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Future
Yeah.
paper. Sorry.
When
Future
COVID's over, I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna hold you down with a magazine, and I'm gonna beat away your roommate. Just get away. I'm teaching him a lesson.
Showed him how practical effects work. Head on.
That was a Home and Garden. That's a heavy magazine.
Back in the day, yeah.
Just like the idea that this movie to us is like a WWE where we practice the moves on each other.
See, all lower down from your ceiling. Yeah.
I'm gonna practice the move where I shove the newspaper down your throat.
And then I'll do jazz hands.
Dude, I think this effect is so fucking good.
I think it's pretty good.
I think it's
This
fucking.
is, but the little
This
puppet
holds
head
up.
before and after.
100%. 100%. This
How do
holds
we
up.
do it?
Bro, he's got the stare of a portion that just finished a Bukkake film. Just like dead on the inside, 1,000 yarding out.
It wasn't working, Javi. Yeah, just bail on
It's
it.
fun. Yeah, it's fun. Thank you, Will, for just making sure that I knew that.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you knew that was a shit joke.
I love that joke. It sounded better in here, though.
How do I
can't imagine
just
that it
Javi?
It really did.
Hey, did you guys notice the one line Ash said when they were? Remember when they were kicking out Brett's body into outer space, or not Brett's body, Kane's body into outer space? Under his breath, Ash goes, "Kane's son."
Yeah.
What's
No,
that mean?
whatever they're talking about how big the alien has become.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's like a full-grown man. And he's like, Kane's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I noticed
I
that
didn't
also.
catch
That's
that.
fucking, yeah, nice.
Dead as shit. Oh shit! my bad.
You know what he was saying there?
What'd he say?
He says, "Get out of the room."
Oh, he's screaming at Lambert.
He's getting at Limerick. Get out of the room. I only found that out because I watched it with subtitles on.
No, he said, let me alone.
Let me alone. Got him. Metroid. Just because we didn't talk about this. In the game Metroid, if you guys ever play it, there's always a countdown, whether it's at the end of it or the beginning of it or somewhere throughout the game. That is a direct reference to this scene in this movie. So it's destroying the ship.
Well, especially with Samus being a woman also.
Oh yeah, the whole game series.
Yeah.
I mean, for crying out loud, the Metroid's a face hugger. You know what I mean? It's just a jellyfish.
That's a great practical effect, though, right here. This countdown shit, you
Yeah.
kind of believe it. Like, it looks so foreign to you. It looks so futuristic with these, like,
canisters and
like fucking
everything.
speakers or something.
There was never a moment in this movie where I was like, "Oh, that's kind of
fuck the 70s."
Man, that's kind of bullshit. I don't believe it.
Yeah,
I was invested. I was invested through this whole movie.
The tech in this is really good also because in the cockpit, when in the very beginning, when they're all getting ready to try and figure out where they are, everything that they're pushing affects something else.
Right.
So they rigged up everything so they felt like they were actually flying a spaceship. So every button they would push would put on a light over here, or another button would make a sound over there.
Now, while I agree with
Right.
you, Jessup, 100%, I would like to see your flying a spaceship movement once
Okay.
again.
So right now we're getting ready to now, but now we're trying to find out where the fuck we are.
No, you did this. You did this. Like you're a trucker in the 70s. Oh, the spaceship's so hard to fly.
Truckers in space.
The ship will detonate in T-minus 10 minutes.
You bitch! Y'all
That
know.
was her line in Aliens also. Get
That's,
away
I
from her,
mean,
you
she
bitch.
calls everything a bitch throughout the series. Duck loves it. Duck's also a perv because he had to clip it. Let's do it. Hello.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow.
Dude, there's not a person alive who would not get turned on by this scene. It doesn't make you a perv.
Really?
Arch your back. Arch your back.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Look at that.
Can you
Look
see
at that butt.
Can you
It's
see
like
the alien?
a
There's the
little
alien.
Look at that.
interpretation
Look
of
at
a
that
stick
flat
figure.
butt that everybody loves.
She's fighting an alien in space. Yeah, it's so hot. America showed a nipple and a butt crack.
When I saw this movie when I was like, I think 10 years old, it was doing something to me. Like I was like, I don't know what's happening right
Doing
now.
something to me.
It was my sexual awakening.
It really, I think that's why I love this
It might
movie,
be.
because I think it was the first time I was like, I put sex and horror together. And I was like, wow, people getting murdered by an alien turns me on.
That actually makes sense a lot.
Well, also, you put in the fact that my mom was working at night and I was alone by myself, and this is all I watched all the time. So, yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah.
On to the next clip.
On to the next clip. Oh, baby.
You are my lucky star. You're my lucky star. You're my lucky star.
Gotcha, bitch.
I love how he gets sucked back into the fucking.
There it is. Fry, baby, fry.
That's how the guy got sickle cell, honestly.
There
I'm
it
just
is.
mad that you can kind of hear him scream in space.
I was kind of, guys, I'm kind of annoyed at that ending, not because of the ending of the movie, but I always felt like Aliens completely ripped off the ending of Alien. You know, it's
Who
like,
would have thought?
yeah,
Maybe
like,
that's
you guys-
derivative
you're
from
doing
it.
the
Like,
same fucking
yeah.
ending. Also,
How
I
dare
never,
Ridley Scott rip off himself?
Yeah. hate
I
all
also
horror
didn't
movies for
realize
this
that
reason.
Lucky Star was a real song. I didn't
Yeah,
realize
I
that
didn't
was
either. I had
Yeah.
to look it up also, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
is
the
she thinking?
studio was pissed, like, because it cost a shit ton of money for them to get the rights for her just to mumble that song.
That's insane.
But I mean, it's the comforting thing where she's self-comforting. Like we've all been there. We've all been in a scary moment where we had to hum or talk to ourselves.
You know, that kind of makes sense though, because I think it was, I don't remember how much they paid for it, but in Infinity War they paid out the ass just for Tony Stark to make that joke about him looking like Squidward.
Are you serious?
Aliens. Yes.
No way.
Yeah, at the end of the credits, they had to credit Viacom, SpongeBob SquarePants, everyone, just so he could make that joke. I'm willing to bet they paid out the ass for that.
That's a good
I
joke,
hope
though.
Steven Hillenburg, who is the creator of SpongeBob,
He's
got
dead.
a fat fucking check. He's dead.
He's
Oh
dead.
yeah,
He died.
he's been dead, dude. He been dead. Yeah. I'm
Did he
sorry.
die
Austin.
before-
Austin.
Did he die
Correct.
before Ian Holm?
Yeah.
No, he died before you.
Okay.
What?
Well, guys, I'm gonna say
he
that
died
this
before Ian Holm. No, he died before Ian Holm.
this has been Alien, and yeah, this movie. I think that this movie is great, and oh yeah, we got a will recommend.
Yeah.
Every
Yes.
Uh oh.
Yes.
What do you got for us
Did
this
he
week,
freeze?
Will?
Oh no, he's just
Oh
playing.
shit! I can't.
All right, no, I didn't freeze. I was just putting my smile on. So this week I went a little bit sci-fi.
A little bit.
I'm
Just
sure
my notes
Austin
about
will
sci-fi.
argue about it.
No, I will not argue about that. I love
Shut up!
sci-fi.
It's my turn.
This movie. No, I love this movie. Go ahead.
So
Shut up and
yeah,
let him
this
talk.
is Circle. It's on Netflix. It's free. Not to be confused with The Circle, which is a weird social media show where people are trapped in their room and they can pretend to be other people, and it's a reality show. And I totally didn't watch the whole thing in 2 days. I'm talking about The Circle, which is it's a badly acted but really, really, really well written kind of a sci-fi-ish movie where people wake up, the movie starts. It's my favorite genre, people trapped in a room. People wake up, they're all standing on these circles and they have to figure out how to get out. And slowly, as time goes by, People die. What happened to Austin? He lost it. My favorite genre.
It's a weird genre,
dude. It's my favorite genre of movie.
I just like people trapped in a room.
Dude, the Cube. Would you rather? Hateful Eight. Like anything where people are trapped somewhere and you have to use character to make a good movie. It's my favorite genre. So they basically have to solve this mystery. How the hell do we get out of here? Why do we all keep dying one at a time? Like who's dying? And then they start to figure little things out. They realize they're voting on it, and it goes crazy. It's got a little sci-fi ending, but it's a really good movie. So I highly recommend Circle on Netflix. Number 2, it's not so much a movie that people probably don't know. But I want to talk about Attack the Block because this movie is one of the best sci-fi that totally fits in the genre of horror. Movies. There is John Boyega. I don't know if it was his first movie. It was certainly the first movie I heard about him from. And it's just crazy aliens come down to Earth, and these kids who live in this kind of ghetto area in the UK, they take care of their business and they protect their block. And the alien design is so simple yet so perfectly done. It's just darkness, just very darkness. Yeah, it's the best. So those are my 2
thumbs up for me on Attack the Block.
What the fuck?
Sadly, this one's not free, but it's totally worth the $3.99 on Amazon. Highly recommend those 2.
Absolutely.
Circle.
And I would like to recommend Circle Jerk. It's really good, especially in VR. If you guys ever have Oculus Quest, look me up, Geiger Drone. Go to the Circle Jerk room. It's
I don't think I want to look up you.
Is that a Reddit forum?
And, also, it's you have to have
go to r/Circle Jerk tonight.
r/Jessup Jerk and.
Well, you have to have an Oculus Quest. So
with that said, David, where can we find you on the internet?
Circle Jerk subreddit, Children of Dave on Instagram, and Stop Motion Nightmares on the Facebook.
And then definitely go check out his Instagram. You can find us at you can find We Are Podcast on the internet at wearepodcast.podbean.com. That is for the direct link to the podcast themselves. We have We Are Air, where we talk movies, entertainment, whatever the fuck we want to talk about. That's me, Jake, and Javi breaking down pop culture. Weird News number 6 should be coming out next week. I cannot wait. That was a really fun one. We Are Bagu, a video game podcast. We talk Atari to Steam and everything in between. That's me and Dr. Reverend Ethan Eastwood. Go ahead, Reverend.
On that one, we will be recording hopefully our next episode here soon, which is going to be on the wonderful world of Flash games, since Flash is now dead. So
Flash is
I'm looking forward to that.
So we'll be talking about that. And then also Heroes Gyros, a Dungeons and Distractions side quest. Me and the boys were playing some D&D. So you can go check out the previous episodes of that. Start from season 1. It's a blast. And then finally, we have I Hate Being Sober, personal stories from epic people, where I sit down with epic people and we just talk about their life, and it's freaking awesome. And join our Discord. You can check us out. And if somebody wants to hit ! Discord right now in the chat.
Starting the chat.
Nice. You can direct link to it, so go check that out. What else is there? Oh, yeah, an upcoming movie. So the 8th, we got Candyman. That's going to be Jay's birthday pick. After that, we're going to do Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Hopefully, we'll get Larry Garza back for that. And after that, we're going to do Terra Firma. That's going to be Will's birthday pick. So lots of birthday picks coming up. After that, March will be our anthology month. So we'll do Anthology Week, where we talk a bunch of different anthology shows. After that, we're going to do Twilight Zone, the movie, The Frighteners, Perfect Blue. What the fuck is that, Javi? We're gonna watch Javi's birthday pick after that. So
that's gonna happen.
And then Will's gonna throw together a bunch of YouTube shorts for us based on horror. We're gonna check that out. We can't wait to do that. So that'll be super cool. So check us out in March and the rest of February. And of course, Camp/Horrorcast. That's here every Monday at 8 p.m. Central on Twitch, where we talk horror movies from the past. So keep horror in your heart. Thank you, Jake, for reminding me. Guys, this has been a great cast. This has been so much fun. Thank you guys all for being here. Thank you for watching. With that said, Ethan, please kill the feed.
And there it is. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you enjoyed it, please head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you enjoyed this podcast, you're going to love the other podcasts here on the We Are Podcast Network. We have We Are Air, where we talk movies, entertainment, whatever the fuck we want to talk about. That's me, that's Jake, that's Javi. We're breaking down pop culture, and we're having a blast. And don't forget, We Are Bagu, a video game podcast where we talk Atari to Steam and everything in between. That's me and Dr. Ethan Eastwood. We're breaking down all that video game lore. Heroes, Gyros, a Dungeons and Distractions side quest. Me and the boys were playing some D&D and we're having so much fun. I hate being sober. Personal stories from epic people where I sit down with some of my favorite people on this planet. We talk about their trials, their tribulations, and we just talk about whatever we want to talk about. And finally, Camp/Horrorcast. That's our weekly video cast. Join us every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time on Twitch as we break down our favorite horror movies from the past. Check out our social media. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /WeArePodcast. And don't forget to join our Discord. All links can be found in the description. With that said, thank you again for checking out the podcast today. We truly hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and please share with your friends. That's the only way we can grow this channel. With that said, we'll see you on the next one.